Welcome again, everyone. So, what I'll be speaking about this afternoon really is, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself and a little more elaborately than I did earlier. So, my background is in IT. I actually started as a pilot in pilot school, and then decided that I wanted to get more into because my background was in technology, I wanted to get more into the avionics. So I transferred to a computer science degree, and also realized that I wanted to be a little more entrepreneurial than waiting 20 years to become a captain on an airplane. So, but at the same time, although my formal education is in technology, growing up, I kind of grew up in hospitality. Family owned a resort north of Toronto. And so I was pretty involved. I pretty much did every job you could do in hospitality. So it was kind of ingrained in me, but I also knew I didn't want to be in operations, so tried to run away as fast as I could. And worked out of university, worked at Ernst & Young in management consulting in IT, and certainly did many enterprise global projects around the world, which really taught me a lot about understanding business requirements, and then bringing those to bear on the business process and improvement. So it was a lot of great skills, but it's interesting because I also went to a couple companies in Silicon Valley, and this was around 2000, where the family started to say, we're building a new spa, and so this property. It was a golf resort, it was a ski resort, and it was also now building a spa. And they had a house of cards and technology. So they said, you need to come back and help guide us to what we should do next. And so that was when I first started. And this is where this scene from, I don't think I'm the Godfather, but this is where Al Pacino says they pulled me back in, right? So what happened was they asked me to really look out in the industry and find what technology products were out there to run really a full service resort operation. And I did my research, and you can imagine many of you probably use a lot of the products that were around then in terms of resort management, resort type solutions, and just found that really there was a big opportunity to build enterprise class software, and so said, look, I can put a team together. We're going to build a product that we're going to take to market, and at the end you will have a product that can run the resort. So that was the arrangement, and how sort of I got into basically founding ResortSuite and delivering a product into this marketplace. And really the concept was building on enterprise technology. We chose Oracle as a back end, and the ability to build not just sort of one aspect of hospitality, but to build a truly integrated solution that went from property management to spa services to golf operations, food and beverage, and even extended to sales and catering and retail and other aspects. So looking at really a full solution to run an entire hotel and resort operation. But we also wanted to ensure that it was a very modular solution, so that if you chose to, let's say, implement our spa software, our golf software, you could do that and integrate that back with another property management system or sales and catering software. So we integrate with things like Opera and Delphi and others, and can certainly utilize our technologies for the other aspects of the resort operation. So in typical hospitality, we've seen, and these all exist today, where it's sort of a Band-Aid solution of various vendors, various levels of integration between those products, databases scattered everywhere of your guest data. And so trying to now take that to the cloud becomes really a house of cards. And so what we have tried to do is really massively consolidate a lot of those into a single enterprise solution. And then be able to deliver that to the cloud and deliver it really in ways that can be in single. So we have customers that run, let's say, our spa software across all of their operations, and then integrate back into their enterprise PMS, things like that. So the ability to deliver the solutions, in a very modular way. So we have customers that have selected our product set due to specific requirements. We've done RFPs for various aspects of our product because that's how a lot of you buy. a lot of you will do an RFP because we need a new spa system, or we need a new golf product, and so, we've been selected along the way in sort of that best-in-class, methodology to deliver these solutions, to various hotel brands and large independent properties and resorts. And so, the key for ResortSuite is you can put us into a single property like Hershey. They have over 1,000 rooms, 4 golf courses, a 75 treatment room spa, and so we can manage many aspects of that. Or we can go in and just be, the spa product. And I'm going to touch on Omni. They're listed there, and Richard and his team have selected ResortSuite to run all of their spa operations for the 5 properties they've just acquired from KSL, including other properties in their portfolio, and running the spa, the golf operations, the retail, and also their membership. And so being able to run all of that and replaced multiple different systems. Those properties have been running, from various vendors, even different spa products at each property. So the ability to consolidate all of that into a single platform. So we've got customers in various segments of the marketplace, from destination properties, full-service resorts, to boutique hotels and private clubs. So it's really where there's horizontal complexity. So it doesn't have to be a 1,000-room property. It could be a 50-room property, but it happens to have a spa and dining and many other aspects. That's where ResortSuite sort of shines. So, as we talk today about cloud computing and our take on it, I just want to say that, I'm not really talking as much about limited service hotels, because obviously our perspective is really, our point of reference is really around full service resorts and hotel operations, ones that have, everything from food and beverage to potentially one of spa or golf or membership and other things, ski management, those types of things. That's where, ResortSuite really shines, and that's be kind of the basis of my discussion. So, as we look at the various cloud alternatives, and I'm not going to get too much into the pros and cons of public cloud computing versus private and hybrid, but I do want to talk a little bit about how it pertains to hospitality and how we kind of need to think about, as we look to the future and the future guest, because the guest has changed and is changing in terms of their expectation. So how are we going to deliver the solutions of the future and the guest experience of the future? If we're going into again, buying point solutions where we used to buy them individually for a property, now we're buying them in silos, across our hotels. So just being mindful of our approach there, I think, is important. And when we look at the various aspects of the public cloud being low cost, ease of deployment. But the cons really around security and performance and compliance and all of those types of things. So it really lends itself to particular aspects of types of solutions that we're all looking for, and we use in our businesses, and we use some of these same solutions in our business. But when we look at the core of our systems, really having something that is not exposed to a lot of the security risks and compliance issues, and being able to have cross-functional capabilities across our operations, so the guest feels like they're a single guest of one of your hotels, as opposed to a guest of your spa or your golf or your various other aspects. And so the private cloud has proven to be a solid alternative around being able to take our on-premise solutions and potentially take them above property, and even have them be multi-tenant within our operations, so that we still own the data, we still own our data centers, and yet the product is able to be deployed in a much more flexible way, and take advantage of the flexibility of that kind of an architecture. And certainly there are customized applications that can deploy it in this way, and some of my esteemed colleagues here have solutions in this space. And then I really look at the hybrid cloud as being sort of the best of both worlds, the ability to have public and private cloud services being able to be leveraged within your overall service-oriented architecture, within your enterprise solution, so that you can take advantage of good public cloud services and also have control, where you need to in terms of your guest data and ensuring that you're not going to have the very public exposures that if suddenly some of your guest data has been exposed, that can really bring obviously bad PR and other types of financial penalties as well to your business. So the ability to control, in jurisdictions depending on where you do business, those regulations could change about who actually has access to your data and how you can even secure that data across boundaries. So it's important to kind of look at the ability to orchestrate your various transactions around your guest experience and orchestrate them in a way that's mindful of all of the compliance issues and security, but still being able to take advantage of where it makes sense, take advantage of some very powerful tools that are out there in terms of public cloud. So when we look at on-premise solutions, typically you have your property management. You may, most properties are using multiple vendors in each area of their operation. And so, as you look at this, taking this model and now taking it out to the cloud starts to create a lot of silos, where now if we're going to do just a cloud-based PMS, really need to look at what are the integrations that PMS can offer, because it's going to be important across various aspects of the guest experience that you can manage those in a very effective way. And when you get out to things like spa services and food and beverage and golf and membership, again, being able to go property wide with one solution is great, but at the same time, how does it integrate with the rest of your operations? Because when your guest arrives at your one property, how is their guest experience going to be managed when you've got all these different solutions and they may provide certain benefits in certain areas, but how does that impact the end customer, the guest, when they're at your property? So some of the things that we've done is really created an enterprise service bus and being able to expose a lot of the function points within our solutions via web services, and that allows us to now take advantage of additional capabilities, things like our ResortSuite Connect product, which I'll touch on a lot of these various things, but goes above the actual core solutions to now expand out to other capabilities in terms of online reservations and mobile transactions and those types of things. And also, obviously, integration matters. So we're not saying that it has to be a ResortSuite world. We recognize that there's a lot of very good enterprise systems out there, things like Opera and back office solutions like PS and Unity, and as well, SkyTouch delivering an above property PMS. So there are, and HTNG can really bring this together. And I think you're doing a really great job in terms of directing and bringing, contributing to the industry in terms of what are the sort of web services that are required to deliver this kind of a reality. But at the same time, we can't just say, we're gonna look at a cloud solution because it's cloud, and we also have to recognize, there are core capabilities that many of our operations require. I mean, when you're running a large spa, there's some spas here that I visited over the last couple of days that are, over 100 treatment rooms or over 50 treatment rooms. And managing that type of operation really does require a depth of capability in your product. So it can't just be that you've got an integrated solution or you have a cloud solution. Those have benefits, but you also have to have best-in-class capabilities to be able to serve the guest and also serve your operations team that needs the best tools to manage and run their operations profitably and in a streamlined way. So being able to deliver all of these types of things, as an example, in our spa system, across different booking channels, web, mobile, and even social media, and then being able to do things like revenue management of your activities, because why should I book that finite set of spa rooms is just like my hotel. It's perishable inventory. So why aren't we treating it like we treat hotels? Why are we taking a spa service just because it's available when we are forecasting that we know on that Saturday that we're going to fill the spa. Why not fill it with our highest margin services, or not book our 90-minute massage? We'll book the 60-minute because we're going to turn over more customers, have more retail opportunities. So the ability to have capabilities in the software that can help you do those types of things, I think, is important as we also look to deliver these solutions in the cloud. And and this comes from the open group, but Jack Welch really looked at the boundaryless information flow, and sort of looking at how typically we have systems that are in these silos, even within our own enterprise or within a single property, and really the ability to start to expose them via an enterprise service bus and creating the web services. And these web services can be from multiple vendors, and this is really what HTNG is delivering, is the enterprise service bus that multiple vendors can support this common communication language to deliver that type of cohesive guest experience. And so as we look to the cloud, really looking to expose all of these via web services. So to me, it's web services that's the innovation, where it actually is housed, if it happens to be, because some hotels you may have to be on premise because of your location. You don't have internet access that will provide the level of performance and accessibility that you require. So to be flexible and be able to put the actual services where they need to be, I think is an important determination. So looking at a couple of examples in terms of the hybrid cloud, one of our partners in Micros, Opera, so Jumeirah has multiple properties. This potential cluster happens to be in Dubai, where they have the Burj Al Arab and the Madinat Jumeirah, multiple hotels that are all running in a private cloud. And then they run multi-property ResortSuite just for our spa and club. So they've standardized on us worldwide for spa and club management. And so, but the key here is we've also done some innovation around cross-property booking, or posting, so that a guest, when they arrive at a spa, the hotel can look them up in Opera, and if they've stayed at another one of their properties, can pull that profile over. Then when they actually book services, it will synchronize that itinerary with Opera, so that an itinerary can be generated for that guest. And then if let's say they happen to be staying at the Burj Al Arab but use the spa at the Madinat Jumeirah, they can cross-post and post their charges back. So it's a very flexible architecture, allows them to deliver. If and they bring up a new hotel, they literally just put it into this. We just create a new instance in this cluster. It's not even creating a new instance of ResortSuite. It's creating a new instance in the data, another tenant that can then now live in this private cloud. So it allows us to deliver that solution for them, and again via the HTNG single guest itinerary specification. Thank you for your work on that. And one of our recent customers, Richard from Omni, certainly his team selected ResortSuite to look to consolidate a lot of their operations with the new properties that they have acquired in a very rapid way. I have to commend his team in terms of really doing their due diligence on the solutions that were available to deliver this type of capability. And we're just starting the journey. We've already gone live at La Costa and Barton Creek, and going live this month at the Grove Park. But we're also looking to the future of working with Opera to potentially go beyond just the standard sort of APIs that exist today for multiple vendors, but to potentially look at integrating to the ORS, so that which today is just an Opera to Opera type communication. So really looking to engage them in some discussion where maybe we can do some of that profile management and deliver information across their multiple hotels. So that's work that we're going to be engaging in with Richard's team, as well as with his vendor partners, in order to deliver again a very cohesive guest experience. And they've selected us for spa operations, and these are some very large. These are iconic hotels with very large spas, multiple golf courses, 4 to 6 golf courses at some of these properties, and also all their membership and retail operations. So it's a great project for us, and certainly we look forward to the coming year in terms of rolling out the rest of that project. as we look at our CRM, really there is a new expectation, in our guest. Today, we're getting to the point where we're able to identify customer segments and even differentiate the customers within our enterprise data stores around our guests. But it's really where delivering the customer experience, it's this level where hospitality has traditionally, getting over this hump where we can deliver and interact with our customers in a very engaging and meaningful way, and also customize some aspect. This is what the guest of the future is going to be expecting. They're now walking around with these mobile devices and able to do so many other things. Hospitality to me is a natural to be able to deliver a guest experience to that guest, allow them to be sitting by the pool and order order a drink or book a spa service or what have you without having to get up and go to the spa or go somewhere else. That's the level of guest experience that we think is not just possible, but there is in very short order. That's what the guest is going to be expecting, because many of your competitors are going to be doing that, and so the ability to deliver that, I think, is going to be very important in engaging the guest of the future. And when we look at hybrid cloud, there are examples of how we're using additional public cloud capabilities, but using it again in thoughtful ways. We use a product called ExactTarget to deliver some marketing automation. We have integrations with other hospitality-specific technologies like Sendine and Data to Gold, but Digital Alchemy. But within our solutions, the ability to go and target a customer, having an enterprise database where I can go and say, I'd like to find every customer that when they come to our spa, they spend $300 or more, they have 2 or more services, they usually do a round of golf, they buy a bottle of wine with dinner, being able to mine the data to that degree and then do very specific promotions to that profile of customer, and then being able to act on that information. So the ability to use, but instead of having our data sitting out in the cloud, being able to send transactions, so that cloud-based, let's say, marketing automation tool is just acting on a single message that's now sending it out, taking care of, you don't have to have email servers on property and everything else. They're delivering that guest communication, but the single source of the truth always remains within your control, and you're only sending out the information as required to deliver guest communications or other things. The other thing is, as we look at opportunities, to me the big innovation is tablets. Tablets and we were talking on the break about wearable technology. To me, it's what we're going to deliver to our operations teams for them to deliver that cohesive guest experience. As we've seen, Apple has changed the retail experience. You now go into an Apple store, there's not necessarily a checkout desk, right? That's going to happen in hospitality. We may get rid of the front desk completely and have tablets and other types of technology to really engage the customer where they are. Take them, check them in right in their suite, or check them in curbside, or whatever it needs to be, is utilizing this technology that's now affording us the ability to be mobile, to check in a customer at the as they're teeing off, check in the group, the spa, have a check-in where they've now checked in the customer and then turn the tablet around and have them fill in their health questionnaire or waiver form or whatever it needs to be. So being able to utilize tablet technology via these web services, and the web services can be stored in the cloud, it can be stored on your on-premise, it can be stored in your private cloud. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it just becomes plumbing. It's like in your hotel. When I turn the tap on, the beautiful vanity that's there is what the guest sees, right? The fact that the water actually made it is just plumbing. And so, as we look to it, the ability to deliver the guest, that's going to be what's important, and being able to look across our operations and deliver capabilities. Online booking, the ability for a guest to have a very responsive design where they could be on whatever device they happen to be on, be it a tablet, a mobile device, or their laptop, and be able to book, and not just book a single thing, not just say, we'll book your room here, but if you want to book those other activities, click over here, and now you got to go through a whole new check-in process. You got to create a new profile over there. It's like, I just booked my room reservation. Why can't I just start booking my spa services? And so that ability to have one shopping experience for the guest that allows them to, because you can also revenue manage that. When you can see the whole thing, what is this guest booking? I can make my availability be dependent on what they're actually doing. And the ability to have a guest book spa, book golf, book classes, book all kinds of activities, all without having to utilize your call center. And so that becomes, and the guest doesn't want to call. They don't want to sit on the phone for 30 minutes. They'd love to just get online and at 11 o'clock at night in their pajamas, book their full vacation or experience. So that's going to become more and more important as we think about delivering our solutions to our guests. Members as well, being able to deliver an experience where a member can log in and they might even get different availability. They might again get discounts on golf or whatever their privileges are based on their membership. When they sign into these booking engines, they're also going to be able to get those those as well. The other thing that the cloud and our solutions really need to deliver are mobile experiences. Your guests want to go beyond the first generation of apps that have been delivered in hospitality, which I really characterize as sort of mobile brochures. They give you some pretty pictures of your property and great information about the hours of operation of your spa or your food and beverage or the menu and the location, and have some nice maps. But how do we go beyond that to make it a truly engaging experience where the guest can now as soon as they arrive, using the GPS that's actually on your device, that realize that you've just arrived at the hotel and, say, welcome, Mr. Pizzicalis, welcome back. And now, the operations team know you've just arrived. You may get notifications that you wouldn't have gotten because you're not at the property, but now you're there. So they might be telling you that there's 10% off the spa on Wednesday during your stay. Maybe you want to take advantage of that. And the ability for now to deliver bookings, all the same web services that support our online booking engine also support the mobile device. And so, the ability to get on and see if the guest is there with a group. They could see all their group meetings and other things that are going on, their full group itinerary. So we can, we integrate with things like Delphi or within our own sales and catering system. So the ability to deliver, all of your meeting itinerary. If I have booked other activities, those would show up all on my device. And so I'm able to have that at my fingertips and be able to, take advantage of really serving myself. And again, that's where the guest of not just tomorrow, but really today is starting to expect more from the hotel that they happen to have an allegiance with. And also there's Facebook, so the ability to not just again have a pretty Facebook page and certainly being responsive to customer feedback, but also being able to allow the guest to go in and actually explore what you offer and book it right without ever having to leave Facebook, because some people are spending most of their online time on Facebook. So why not go where your guests are and be able to do that? So, I think as we look across, multi-vendor solutions in the cloud, the ability to have information at our fingertips. We talked about wearable technology, so the ability for a manager to kind of see all their key performance indicators pop up when something happens that they've set an alert on. If my spa utilization drops below 55%, I need to know because I need to now take action. If I have to wait till the end of the month to know that I missed my goal, it's a little too late to take action. So I'm, where we're really seeing the ability for these things to be delivered on mobile devices, on wearable technology, and the Internet of Things. At CES, it's going to be the big theme this year is all of these devices that are 100% of the time, 24/7 connected to the internet and able to be responsive. So opening up your hotels and services and capabilities to your guests is going to become vital to to delivering the experience that they're going to really be looking for in the future. So, is hybrid cloud the answer? As we said, the travel consumer has changed. We need to deliver solutions that are secure and fit within the governance of our of our hotel operations, our privacy, but at the same time we're able to take advantage of those edge technology, all those guest-facing technologies that are so exciting. But if we continue to do what we've done in the past in hospitality, and not really looked at creating really an enterprise view of the world, not just buying silos, I think good things will happen as we start to go beyond and look at service-oriented architectures. So I think it's important to look for vendors with enterprise vision and strong partnerships, and that's what's going to get us there. So thank you very much.